नमस्ते, मेरा नाम तेरेसा है. I'm traveling with Yagradi Yatra. We are exactly in a village in Odisha. It's called Gram Vikas, and now we are going to interview the CEO of this amazing project. So let me introduce him and hello, namaste.
Namaste. It's nice to be here with you all, and a warm welcome to the Yatra to Gram Vikas.
Thank you for your precious time. I would like to know something more about this project. Since we are in a rural area, which major challenges are you facing or have you faced so far?
So Gram Vikas has been working in Odisha for 45 years now, and we work directly with village communities, addressing issues that are important at different points in time. Working with villages, especially when you have to work with everybody in a village, given that there are social, economic divisions within the village. Different households come with different types of different backgrounds, different needs. So it's always a challenge to be able to bring everybody together to a common platform and then work on a common agenda. And that's what we do. I mean, while that's what we are supposed to do, that's what we do. It's always, it's not like you can do in one village, again you can do that again, the same process in the next village. For every village, you have to, find new ways of doing that. And therefore, finding the resources, finding the people to do that in a remote part of Odisha like this, it's always a challenge.
Yeah, I can imagine that have the entire local community. Okay, so I can imagine that the entire local community engaged in the project is not that easy, but do you manage to involve them and to take their feedback in order to create new project, new idea, or to develop other phase of the project?
Yes. So the way we operate is let's say a problem is identified or somebody says that this is something that we want to work on. For instance, in the mid-90s, when we were traveling around villages, we found that people falling ill because of poor quality drinking water was a serious problem. And then, it's not that we could sit here and find a solution to that ourselves. We had to go back to the village and actually sit down with villagers asking what is causing contamination of water. That's when villagers themselves identified and said it's contamination because of fecal matter. And where is the fecal matter coming from? It's because we are defecating in the open. So when the rain comes, the water is flowing and the fecal matter gets added to our drinking water sources, and that's what is happening. So then we asked them the question, how do we solve this? Villagers themselves say we'll have to stop defecating in the open. And that is how you start building a solution. You can't do that like an architect or an engineer on a drawing board and do that. You have to continuously do this back and forth with the village. For instance, when we started, we were only looking at a toilet. Women said, we need a private bathing space as well, not just the toilet. So there is a very interactive, participatory process that's very important, that's necessary to arrive at these solutions. And then it's not just one time, because you have a certain amount, you have a design of a solution. When you want to implement it, you have to actually go to every village and do the process again.
Yeah, so I would say is somehow is a bottom-up approach and also a circular one. They make possible obtaining like a really high level of the project itself. And the very last question is about the positive impact that you are creating. because when it comes to social project, it's always so difficult to measure the social impact that you are generating, because it's not that easy to measure the possibility that you are giving to a community, for example, for instance, to have water, to have clean and potabilized water or drinkable one. So how can you really measure, and which are the difficulties that you are facing in the measurement? Because, of course, when it comes to donors or other people that have to support you, you should give them some important dates or I would say, information about your project. So how do you do this?
It's not easy because a lot of the results of the work that we do not really manifest itself next day. Sometimes the result takes a few years to show. For instance, has health conditions improved because of safe drinking water? You will need to wait for 5-7 years to see how disease load has come down, how fewer people are falling ill. So there is need for patience. Now, unfortunately, in case of many donors, they do not have the patience because they want to see the immediate result. So then your results get defined in that way. We just say, okay, so many toilets built or so many water supply systems installed. That's it. And later, maybe 10 years later, you look at it broadly and say, okay, because of the toilets we built, because of the water supply systems we helped build, this has happened. So it is in different layers at different points in time that one has to even define impact. I mean, impact cannot be defined in a narrow, linear way. There will be things that you do now which you need to go back to in 3 years' time. There will be some things that you have to start looking at 5 years down the line. So I don't want to make it sound very complex or complicated. It's just that definitionally we have to be clear that we are dealing with things that are very, very multidimensional, both in terms of various aspects, but also in terms of time.
Yeah, totally. It takes time to change the world and also to create better condition and to give everyone access to all natural resources that I would say that are our rights, basically. So thank you so much for the precious insight, and thank you so much for the efforts. It's not that easy to work in challenging local community, so I do really appreciate.
Thank
Namaste.
you.
Thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful yatra.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much.